How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Bitcoin is rallying. It's above 26,000 and it's really leading the market. Dominance is moving up. We have news of a couple more exchanges that are now delisting. Some altcoins are probably going to cause some selling pressure, even from yesterday when I made that video talking about the same thing. I want to cover that and also talk about why this seems like maybe a turning point in the market. If you don't mind, hit subscribe underneath the video, turn on the bell notification, hit the link to the Patreon as well in case you want to know what I'm buying and selling, and let's get into it. As you can see, Bitcoin is up around 26,200, making a pretty big rally here today. There are a couple of reasons for that, but you can see in the last 24 hours up 4.5%, when the whole market's up 3.9%. Most in the top 10, top 20 are not as much up as Bitcoin itself. I mean, you can look at some of the cryptos that typically move up a lot, and yeah, they're up 1, 2, 3%, but Bitcoin's making quite a run here. Now, at the same time, dominance is spiking. We are hitting 50%. I think this could be due to a lot of the news recently, such as Robinhood and eToro listing different altcoins. Yesterday, I talked about how Celsius was going to try to sell their altcoins and move it into Bitcoin and Ethereum, which could cause more buying pressure for Bitcoin and Ethereum and more selling pressure on these altcoins. Now, here's how their altcoins actually break down. I couldn't find this yesterday, but I found it overnight. Cell token, 70 million. Matic, $52 million worth. ADA, 26 million. Link, 17 million. Litecoin, 14 million. So I think it will cause some selling pressure on these altcoins. Maybe not a huge amount. It's hard to tell, but it will be pumped into Bitcoin, which $100 million buy of Bitcoin is pretty large. That will actually cause the market cap to go up a decent amount because there is a type of multiple. When you put $1 million into Bitcoin, it moves up the market cap more than $1 million because not every single token or not every single coin is put up for sale. We also knew that this was happening on Celsius and Robinhood, eToro, but now we got news that's also happening on Bakkt. So Bakkt is another US-based platform, and now they are delisting these cryptocurrencies as well. Bakkt will be delisting Solana, Polygon, and Cardano. Now, they did not confirm that this is due to the SEC's actions, but they're still going to offer Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, USDC, Ethereum, and Bitcoin. So kind of funny that you can hold dog coins, but you can't hold Polygon or Solana or Cardano. But this could cause some more selling pressure, so be careful. I also want to talk about some exchanges you have to be careful of here later in the video. It seems pretty likely that dominance is going to go up. I've been saying that for months now. Now, there is some news on Binance. Some people are saying that Binance is under investigation by Paris Public Prosecutor's Office. However, they are clarifying this in France. On-site visits by regulators and inspectors are part of the regulatory obligations to which all financial institutions must adhere. We had an on-site visit last week by relevant authorities. Binance, as always, was fully collaborative, and basically everything was fine. So I'm not going to read through this whole thing, but basically just more FUD on Binance, and that's what CZ says too. I don't think that this is a big deal, and it seems like they've been able to get by everything that's been thrown at them, which is kind of what I want to talk about a little bit here. I think that this is kind of a turning point for crypto, and there are a variety of reasons for this, but let's go back a week or 2 weeks. We were really bullish for a while. This year, we saw a big run up from 15,500 to almost 31,000. And at the time, it was very bullish. But over the last couple of weeks, we started to hear more negative news. The SEC was going all out, suing Binance and CZ for U.S. security violations. We got news that the SEC was charging Coinbase as well. So suing Coinbase and suing Binance within a day of each other. Crypto.com had to suspend their U.S. institutional exchange. They decided to do this because there was limited demand. That's what they said, but maybe part of it was because of the regulatory actions. We saw other exchanges doing the same thing, other exchanges leaving the U.S. or broadening out to other countries. We saw USDT depeg. This is just yesterday, where there's a lot of fear on this. People moving their crypto, selling off USDT, going into USDC, other coins as well. So the SEC claims Sol, ADA, Matic, Filecoin, Atom, Sand were all securities. This all happened like in the last 2 weeks, week and a half. There's a lot of fear. People were leaving crypto. They thought this is the end. But at the same time, macro is getting better. CPI continues to come down lower than expected, 4%. It's going to be like 3.1% or 3.2% next month. PPI is coming down. People were worried about the Fed, but the Fed did not raise rates. Now there's a pretty good chance that they'll raise rates at the next meeting, but now the market's pretty much pricing in that that's the last rate hike that they'll need. And we can also see Blackrock is also piling into crypto at the same time, or they're trying to get in on crypto. They're filing for a Bitcoin ETF. Now this could be due to the fact that BlackRock thinks that Grayscale is going to get their ETF approved, and they just want to be one of the first ETFs that gets approved because those ETFs usually get the majority of the money and the attention. That could be the reason. Keep in mind that they have a record of 575 to 1 for getting ETFs approved by the SEC. The only time that they have gotten it rejected was in 2014, and this was just due to the fact that they wanted to report quarterly, which was a deviation from the SEC stipulation of daily reporting. So they have a near spotless record, and now they're filing for a Bitcoin ETF. And there's a reason for that. They know something's coming. So we have several court cases that could turn out in favor of crypto now, whether it's Grayscale, Ripple, Coinbase, Binance, all these different exchanges and companies now fighting the SEC to try to bring crypto mainstream. BlackRock being a $10 trillion asset manager. We have Fidelity also really invested and interested in crypto, and they're around $5 billion. Vanguard is buying up. MicroStrategy as well. They're around $7 billion. It's not just BlackRock. Like Vanguard and Fidelity pull a lot of weight too. So all this is changing. And at the same time, traditional markets are rallying. I mean, Apple hit a new all-time high today. Microsoft hit a new all-time high today, rallying above where they were in 2021. So the traditional markets are rallying. All macro is getting better, basically. The Fed's speaking a little bit hawkish to us, but they're going to have to flip as well at some point. Like actually flip and not raise rates anymore. Of course, they paused, but they have to speak like this to us just so that the markets don't run away and inflation doesn't get too bad. At least that's what a lot of people think. I think that's pretty likely too. They can't say that everything's good and that they are never going to raise again and they're going to start lowering rates, but they have to eventually. Their debt's too high. We have seen everything get thrown at crypto. Exchange blow up. Second largest exchange in the world blowing up. So many exchanges having to liquidate positions, hedge funds being forced to liquidate positions, SEC regulation, Tether FUD, USDC FUD, banking collapse, all these different things happen. And a lot of it has happened in the last couple of weeks, like I said. And yet, Bitcoin's moving up. Bitcoin has barely moved down. Strong hands are here. And I'm just saying this, not saying that we're going to rally necessarily a lot more or even like the rest of the weekend or the rest of the day or anything like that. I'm not saying that we're going back to all-time highs, but look at everything that's happened and look at where Bitcoin is. This is just a reminder to have a long-term view on crypto. And to be clear, I'm not just interested or invested in crypto. I think diversification is key, risk management is key, and being all in on crypto probably isn't a smart idea. This is looking pretty good with Bitcoin 9 months away, 8 months away from the next halving. With everything thrown at crypto, we're going to see some more red, we're going to see some more green, but overall, I think crypto is in a pretty good place. I think it's responding pretty well, Bitcoin specifically. Now, I do want to give a couple warnings before I let you go. FDIC warns OKCoin about deceiving customers with protection claims. Apparently, they're claiming that they have FDIC insurance while they don't. So be careful out there. I pretty much assume that any money on any exchanges is not protected. I think that's probably a good way of thinking about it. Unless your money's in a bank account or a brokerage account, it's not protected. And then also I want to give a little warning about scammers in the comment section. Last time I did this in a video, there were like no scammers for a while. So just be careful. I'm never going to reach out to you. I'm never going to ask you about your trading. I'm never going to ask you to contact some trading guru or anything like that. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Let me know your thoughts on this underneath the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.